Hey everyone, I'm back again with another r/relationship advice, and this one is titled "A guy with whom I have had no contact with for 3 years is sending me paragraph-long text messages daily where he talks about the names of our children and how he's building a life for the two of us and is basically dedicating his life to me. Should I message him to stop or continue with no contact?" Guys, please like the video and please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So I was in a friends with benefits situation with this guy for 1 to 2 years in college. I graduated from college in 2017 and moved out of the college town where we were. So it's already been a while. Last time I spoke with him was in 2017. When I met him, we were in the same friends group, and he was a very social person as well as a dedicated student who was extremely passionate about the major he was studying. He dedicated all of his time to studying, and at one point we lived together for a bit and spent most of our time together outside of class. I had a small crush on him in the beginning, and that went away quickly, but then I think he kinda caught feelings for me months afterwards. I established that I didn't have feelings for him. I was 19/20 at the time. So was he, and I didn't have the best understanding of the boundaries necessary for a friends with benefits type of relationship. This guy smoked weed and ate edibles every single day for the 5 or so months that I lived with him, and just studied for hours on end. I'm not sure if it had a correlation with the weed, but he became really paranoid and kind of alienated everyone from that friends group, and just thought they all had some kind of malicious intent towards him. He became possessive over me, but I was pretty immature in my outlook on that relationship at the time and didn't remove myself from his presence immediately. Eventually, he developed full-on feelings for me and couldn't accept that I didn't have feelings for him and that I wanted to maintain distance from him and didn't want a relationship. Things kind of escalated between us, nothing physically abusive, and reached a climax where I eventually left his place permanently and stayed with a friend for a while. I went back for a storage container of my things, and he said he wouldn't give it to me until I came up to talk. I told him I'd call the cops, and I did, and he gave them the box of my stuff without any issue. After this incident took place in 2017, he was completely out of sorts. A friend of his messaged me that he was really not functioning since I left. I carry a lot of responsibility for what happened because I didn't set proper boundaries at the beginning of our friend relationship and didn't have this presence of mind at the time to end things and leave when he began showing signs of having feelings, and only left when he lost his mind. So I decided in 2017 to cut ties with him, thinking that with no contact between us, he would surely move on from everything that happened. In 2019, I believe, he began sending me paragraphs upon paragraphs of text trying to win me back or make amends for whatever he perceives as the issues that led to me leaving, completely ignoring the fact that I didn't have feelings and didn't want a relationship with him, and left because he kept on insisting and pushing and behaving hysterically when I didn't reciprocate feelings for him. In those messages, and in ones he sent me as recently as today, he referred to inside jokes and lingo words that we used between us when we were in contact, and things that I haven't thought about in years and barely remember, as if several years didn't go by since we last spoke. The content of these messages is kinda terrifying. He says that until he sees a ring on my finger, he won't give up hope, that he's loyal to me. He talks to me as if he sees me every day, describes his daily activities, his plans for the future. He also refers to our future children by names that I mentioned I liked 4 years ago. His plans for our future, our life together, expresses how he knows he can make me happy, and he knows I miss him. He's staying basically faithful to me and won't ever go for anyone else. He describes me as some sort of an angel on a pedestal, and no one can compare to me. He wants to make a movie about our relationship. And basically, absolutely all of his life plans, according to these messages, revolve around doing something impressive enough to get my attention. He describes me as his drive and motivation in his life, basically. I haven't included details just to avoid making this text even longer, but wow, I feel like he's gonna show up on my doorstep one day and propose, although we haven't spoken in 3 years. He is in a one-sided relationship with me. Meanwhile, I'm a normal person. I do come from an unusual ethnic background, have a weird accent, and was kind of naive/innocent when we met and a bit clueless about certain things, which is how I got myself in this situation with him to begin with. But I'm otherwise very normal. Since college, I lived abroad for 2 years, traveled all over the world, was in a 2-year relationship with another guy, and honestly don't have a care in the world about the prior friends with benefits relationships I had with this guy. I don't think about him unless he sends me creepy messages. I wish him well in his life, but I am profoundly disinterested in our past together and feel like a different person from when we knew each other. From what he messages me, he seems to believe that I am the ideal girl that he met like 5 years ago, and it really makes me cringe that he's still there mentally. Once again, we were both 19 when we met and 20 to 21-ish when we had the friend relationship, and we are both 24 this year. Cutting him off evidently didn't help to move on, and most recently he made a fake Instagram account and messages me, although they go to that DM inbox for people who aren't approved to message you. So he doesn't know that I've read his messages, but he keeps sending more. The more active I am on Instagram, the more DMs I receive from him commenting on whatever I post. He sends me comments about my photos. He mentioned in one of the messages that there is a clue in all of my captions on my photos, like I'm writing something in code that only he is picking up. Just sounds completely insane. Meanwhile, my posts are pretty superficial and I don't think about them profoundly at all. I'm sorry for all this jumbled information, but my purpose for making this post is to ask if I should message this guy to stop messaging me and focus on his own life, or continue to ignore him entirely. My most recent relationship just ended, but I could tell him I'm with a guy and that we are getting married or something wild to hopefully put him off. What would you do in this situation? Thank you. And the first advice says, he is mentally ill and stalking you. Please take this seriously as you could be harmed by this whack job. Screenshot everything he has sent you and start the process of getting a restraining order. If I were you, I would delete all my social media and make myself as difficult to find and contact as possible. I would maybe contact an attorney and talk about whether you should block him or continue to keep a record of his creepy texts. This is serious. Sane people do not do what he is doing, and once he goes off the deep end, who knows what else he can do. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment below and let me know if there's any other subreddits you guys would like me to make videos on, and also like the video and please subscribe.